What's good? Oh no, holy crap. So you can't even see me. This was the best. Let me fix that. Hold on. Okay, what about this perspective? Maybe this is a little bit better. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay, yeah, what's good? This was the best angle I could get when I changed the camera on the tripod and made it taller. I wanted to get I wanted to get you guys a better look at this globe. But honestly, I don't know if this perspective is worth it. So I might just try it for this video and maybe another video. But I don't know if this perspective is worth it. I kind of like the other one better. But we'll see. I'll just record this one. But yeah, long time no see, guys. Life's been hectic in general for me. And then also geopolitically, the world in general, it's been hectic. As you guys know, the Russia-Ukraine situation blew up. And that is very interesting, so I want to talk about that. I also have a lot of just various things to talk about on my end for life in general, but I'll probably spread that out over the next few videos I do. This one I mainly wanted to talk about the Russia-Ukraine situation and also probably just add in the China-Taiwan because I think there's a connection there. However immediate that connection is, I'm not sure, but I think there's a connection there. And in the United States, yeah, and like I said, there's some other life updates and whatnot that I'll get to you guys in other videos, but not in this one probably, and things I've learned. But yeah, so I guess let's just talk about that the Ukraine situation, man. That one's pretty interesting. I know you guys have probably been following that. Definitely some of you guys on the Discord that we're talking about this back and forth over the past couple days here. And you know, the world's been spotlighting it for the past few days. And interesting. I'm not gonna say that I'm surprised. One thing I found interesting though, when the first couple days it broke out, I was thinking how interesting it was, the human brain. So you can call it the ether, the shared consciousness, whatever corny term you want to put on it, or metaphysical kind of term you want to put on it, I don't know. But I do think it's interesting, the collective consciousness though, because you could tell, especially during that whole COVID era, which we're still in the midst of the COVID era, let me remind you. I don't know if it's done yet. And I just got the second dose of the Moderna vax, so it is what it is. Like, I did get vaxxed. I know some of you guys will probably never get vaxxed ever, but I did take the Moderna shot, and I just got the second one earlier this week because I did get another job. But that's in the life updates that I'll get to you guys in later videos. But basically, what was I? So we are still in the COVID era, but I don't know where I was going with that. But ever since the COVID era kind of started, it's been tense. I mean, is probably an understatement, especially now that war has broken out. Tense is probably an understatement to how things were in general during that whole COVID era since early 2020, like since March-ish, April of 2020. Tense is an understatement. And the collective unconscious, even way back when, I had a video like super early, I think it was 2021, it was probably around April or May of last year, that I was talking about like fascism and communism, like, or communism leads to fascism or something like that, or socialism leads to whatever, like leads to fascism. I had that video super far back, and I could tell, I mean, come on, man, like all of this, it's not just like all of a sudden people were like have been on edge like this, you know, I'm not like in 2022. I mean, this stuff has been brewing for a while, and even prior to 2020, I think it had been brewing, but then it got to a fever pitch in 2020. The clashes between all different kinds of sides, you know, like you had anti-fascists like Antifa. They organized themselves. Some people are better organized than others, right? You had the Proud Boys and shit like that. That they were rioting in the streets, man. So you had rioting in the streets in the United States. Other places around the world too were fighting in the streets, but like even in the U.S., you had factions like rioting in the streets. So I mean that was violence, man. That was like going on in 2020. 2020 was crazier, and then even 2021, people started the inflation stuff kind of started getting bad toward the end of 2021 and up until now. So people started focusing on that part more. But like there was still, I mean, it was like violence. The rhetoric was violent. Like politically, the rhetoric was violent. Socially, you know, people, you know, friend groups breaking up and stuff. That happened to me, you know, which is unfortunate. And I don't even think that stuff is going to come back too, which is unfortunate. But basically, just a lot of fighting, man. And so when you see Russia invades Ukraine, man, I thought it was gonna be China, India, or China, Taiwan, and U.S. Or Russia, Ukraine. You know, I didn't know which one it was going to be, but I figured something would happen. And then you even had the whole Afghanistan stuff that happened recently, like the US leaving Afghanistan. That wasn't even that far back. So just violence. Like we just got super desensitized to violence. So with this war in Europe now, people are like the war, you know, war in mainland Europe hasn't happened on this scale in what 70 years or something. They said like that since World War II basically is what people were saying. But now it's, you know, and it's still kind of surprising that it happened. In my opinion, I'm still kind of surprised that, you know, Russia literally, you know, used like industrial warfare techniques. That's like pretty interesting to me. Like not, I mean, cyber warfare had been going on. I feel like psychological warfare had been going on. China literally said that they were at war. Like my first video on this channel to get over 10 views was me saying like China's already at war. And it's true, like China's been at war since I think 2017, according to their own doctrines. But they said it was going to be psychological warfare, economic warfare, and like something else. I don't think they said biological warfare. I don't know if that was part of it, but the whole COVID thing, you know, you could argue like we were probably already at war. Honestly, we were definitely at informational propaganda warfare. We were already there. Economic warfare, we were already there. Psychological warfare, we were already there. But now actual hot warfare. And ultimately, I feel like this always happens throughout history. People think that, oh, we have new weapons, like war would be completely destructive. We're not going to have another kind of major war. That's what I feel like people say after each war. They don't think another one will happen, except my history teacher back in high school. My history teacher, he would always say we're overdue for another war. And I mean, the dude was right. Literally, the dude was right. We're overdue for another war, and, you know, here it is. Is it going to be huge? I don't know, but I do think Russia wants to take... I think Putin and the oligarchs or whatever, because it's not just Putin. I mean, he is authoritarian, I guess you could say, but I mean, he has the oligarchs and all that stuff. Like, I think Russia's an oligarchy. And I'm pretty sure, like, the Tsar's family and stuff, they're probably still in there somewhere. I know it's not official anymore, but, like, I'm pretty sure those people are still in there somewhere, like, aristocrats and stuff like that. I don't even know, man. It is what it is. Like, I'm not part of that, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they want to reform. At least Putin has said he wants to reform. Like, he laments the downfall of the Soviet Union, both on the world stage, probably economically, definitely militarily, and also definitely in terms of the sheer amount of land. I'm pretty sure he wants all that land that separates Russia from the West. Because Russia, all the time and throughout history, they've always tried to get that strip of land, all those countries, all that territory that separates them from the West, because they always want to be separate from Western influence most of the time. And then they'll go through a period of like advancing their society because the West will, like, they'll just keep going without Russia. And then Russia will come back in, they will rapidly advance their society, then like they'll go to war to like separate themselves again. I mean that's just what it, when I was in history class, that was the trend we saw, and that was the trend that I was told to notice. And I literally notice it again here in actual real time, in real life. You had Russia, they rapidly like, we were talking about them rapidly industrializing during the last cycle of this happening, but now it's like they rapidly changed their economy to, capitalism, or like they rapidly adopted some of those, like, we thought they were somewhat democratic, quote unquote, but I don't think that was ever in the cards. But they adopted some of the economic, I guess, theories or whatever you want to call it, and maybe even some like the academic theories and stuff like that. Like, they modernized probably their science, but then, like some their industry, they probably modernized that, and then data and stuff, like, they're all these cyber attacks, a bunch of it's Russia, right? So anything having to do with the military, they definitely probably advanced that. But now, what do you know? They got tired of Western influence, and each time throughout history, it's probably something different. But now, obviously, if you're in the mgtow sphere, you could probably imagine what some of the, maybe what some of the men there are witnessing and have witnessed over the past few decades. And then Putin, in his speeches, he said he was trying to rid Ukraine of like neo-Nazis. So from Russia's perspective, I mean, they don't like Nazis as much as we don't like Nazis, man. Like, they weren't on Germany's side during World War II. And, funny enough, we're on Germany's side now, but Russia's still not on Germany's side. So, that's kind of, I found that funny when I was thinking about the whole situation. So when Putin kept saying neo-Nazis, technically you could say Russians probably fear, not because the Nazis, Hitler invaded Russia. Hitler never actually invaded the United States. He invaded Russia. So you could say Russians are more afraid of Nazis than we are here, probably. Like, yeah, but he said rid the Ukraine of neo Nazis. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't even live in that region, so I'm pretty sure there are probably neo-Nazi groups there. There's neo-Nazi groups in the United States. There's neo-Nazi groups in many different countries around the world. But I don't, what I think the main reason was he kind of wants to reform the Soviet Union, and he doesn't like the Western influence. But, Russia was the aggressor in this case, man. And I don't know the history of like the whole country of Ukraine. I did listen to that hour-long speech that Putin had. And I don't know about the history of Ukraine and Russia. I don't know about the history of that region. So I don't want to speak about causes and who's right and who's wrong. I don't know, but it is what it is, man. I just know a lot of those Ukrainians, probably a lot of them, haven't even lived in Ukraine that long, man. Especially if all these countries have adopted United States, like, United States, like, what's the word? A United States, like, attitude toward immigration. A lot of those Ukrainians might not even have, they might not even, they might not even, one, been born there, but two, even if they were born there, maybe their family wasn't there for that long. So, that's also an interesting thing. But yeah, there's what it is. Interesting. Uh, as far as I can see, what I'm hearing from the media is that the Ukrainians are putting up a good fight. Is that propaganda or is that true? I'm not sure. But apparently, Putin and Russia did not expect this amount of a backlash toward them trying to take over the city. I still don't think they've taken over Kyiv, like the capital. I don't think they've taken that over yet. So I mean that's interesting. But I do think Ukraine is gonna end up falling to Russia. I do think eventually the Russians will win. I mean, but to be honest, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I've never been in the military or anything like that, so like I've just played games, man. That's the closest I've gotten. So I don't know about all the like the logistics and how to really know what's gonna happen on the battlefield, but they haven't taken the capital yet, and apparently Ukrainians are putting up a good fight. So, yeah, man, that's what I know on that stuff for now, and I guess that's just my take on it for now. Just to post up a video for you guys and for me as well. I'll post another video about just general life updates and things like that. You know, you, I just don't think this. It's not the end of it's not the end of some of this stuff, man. Whether or not Putin really tries to like reform the Soviet Union over the next decade or two, I'm not sure. But I just know it's not like there's a lot of other things going on. And you isolationists make me laugh. You isolationists, that you guys are right there. There's a lot going on here that we're not gonna see the end of, man. And like no matter what happens over there in Europe, like we still got our stuff here, and it's more than enough to deal with. So yeah, man, just kind of try to do your thing on that. I'll try to keep posting more. I'll probably do more video games too. And yeah, guys, it's interesting, man. Like, well, life is pretty interesting. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. United States. It's funny. It's funny to live here. Land of the free, home of the brave, or whatever. Funny stuff, man. But I'll catch you guys in another one. Y'all on the Discord. I put that link to that other Discord. Check that out, guys. Hopefully that's cool, man. And yeah, we'll try to grow the channel here. Maybe grow our own Discord. But alright, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.